I want to welcome everyone here today to Crowder College, McDonald County. It is pretty good to be here, isn't it? And I'm really going to try hard not to sound like Minnie Pearl when I do say I am proud to be here. I'm very proud to just stand here and welcome you to this place. I do want to welcome some of our guests here today. I know Steve McIntosh is here somewhere. I know I saw him walk in representing Senator Blunt's office. And Representative Bill Lant is here, who has been, in fact, he made a flying trip down here yesterday with more ribbon because we've got ribbons tied everywhere around this building. And Bill Robbo is here somewhere, I know. And we have lots of our county representatives here, a lot of our elected. Oh, we do have a senator here. I'm sorry. Senator David Sater. Where is he? I'm sorry. Good to have you, Senator. Very good. I'm sorry to have omitted you. And lots of our county folks are here. Joy Helm. And I'm going to read this so I don't leave anybody out. And David Holloway. Keith Lindquist. I didn't see you come in, Keith. And Mike Hall and Greg Sweeten and Jennifer McKeska. Where are you, Jennifer? I didn't see you come in either. See, you guys all slipped in without me seeing you. Laura Pope came in too, didn't she? Oh. Well, it's good to have you guys here. It's very, very good to have you all here. And we have an MSSU representative, Dr. Marble, is here somewhere. Hi, Al. And did you bring someone with you? Do you want? Good to have you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And we have our Nabolts team here too. Greg Folger is here. Where's the Nabolts guys? Back in the very back, the Nabolts guys. Greg Folger and Jason Vines and Steve Cloughton. Steve, bless his heart, he's answered a few emails for me a time or two. And Paul is here, I think. Did Paul Hadley make it? And Jeff Gaddis. And then poor Dave and Ray. Bless their hearts. They have done I cannot tell you, I cannot express to anyone in this room what a great job that team has been. What a great job they have done. They have done a stellar, stellar job. Just an amazing job, not only putting up with me, but pulling together a wonderful group of subcontractors and putting together this building. They have really done a great job. And our architect, Phil Young, is here. Phil has done, as you can tell, has really outdone himself on our building. It's been a long project for him, but he has really, really done a beautiful job. And I have driven him a little crazy now and then, but we have really, really worked well together for the last 6 months, and I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish here. Does anybody else have their ribbon on today besides me? I know I've got one. Jim Armstrong's got one. I've seen 4 or 5 come in. We started this project a few months ago, didn't we? We started this. I told Dr. Farnsworth I wanted to drag out our board, that we had this board at the groundbreaking. Any of you that were here at the groundbreaking remember this board that we started with, and I've dragged this board around a few times. We've had it here and there and everywhere. We had it at our little celebration. We put these pins on people with the ribbons, and I said, the day we cut the ribbon, we're going to cut our ribbons too. Remember? I'm going to cut mine right now. And before you leave today, if you've got your ribbon on, I want you to cut yours too, okay? Cut that ribbon. And real quickly, I just want to tell you, I had a couple of moments yesterday that I just want to share with you real quickly. One of them was we have been really working hard like crazy people for the last week, this past week. Dr. Farnsworth just said, I can't believe the difference than when I was here on Monday and when I just walked in a few minutes ago. And I said, it's because a lot of people have been working very, very hard. And last night when I got ready to go, I just made one last trip through. The cleaners there was a whole team of people cleaning the building. And I just made one quick last trip through, and I turned around and I stopped for a minute. And I was reminded of the prophet Isaiah when he described the seraphims and their 6 wings. And you know, those 6 wings that the seraphims have, 2 of them are used to be for action and to be busy. to be about and to be very, very busy. But you know, the other 4 were used for adoration and to adore. And you know, sometimes we get that all out of whack, don't we? We get so busy and all caught up in what we're doing. We forget to just stand and think about what a marvelous thing has been done here. And that's what I was caught up with that last night. I just stood and turned back and looked and thought, what a marvelous thing has been done here. And the reason that marvelous thing has been done here was the other moment that I had yesterday. As I was being my crazy self yesterday, and I was upstairs pushing some things around and carrying a ladder, the sign guy found me so I could sign off on his work order that he had just finished with his things. And he said, he was bragging about our building, and he said, I've worked for years for the sign company, and this is the most letters I have ever hung in a building. And I said, and we were standing upstairs so we could see all the classrooms. And I said, I have been involved both at Crowder and other places involved in fundraising for projects. This is the first time I have ever been involved in a building project where every space has been sponsored by people. And he said, oh, is there a lot of Northwest Arkansas money in this building? I said, no, there's not. There is a lot of McDonald County money in this building. And I said, you know, Crowder College may be doing business here, and Crowder College has brought the school here. But you know what? The heartbeat, the very essence of this place is McDonald County. And I think that's the way that it will be. And because there are so many people on the walls, and there are so many people on this board that we've drug around, and there will soon be all those people with bricks out there, and then other people that their names will never appear, but they gave money for this place. It will always carry the heartbeat. McDonald County will always be the essence of this place. Always be the essence of this place. So thank you for coming to be a part of this today and for being able to cut the ribbon here for this very, very special occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. My voice doesn't carry as well as hers, so I'm glad the mic came on. Thank you very much for being here today. This is just a remarkable crowd, and we're so excited to have you here. And I will try to not be lengthy since everybody's standing. It's sort of like an Eastern Orthodox service where everybody stands for the... We have an upcoming event on the 19th at which we will formally dedicate the building. Sorry. And on that day, name it in honor of Jim Tatum, who is completing 50 years of service on the board and will be leaving the board on the 19th as well. And so... We'll have a more formal opportunity to celebrate on that day, but before classes begin on Monday, we wanted to have an open house and a ribbon cutting and just the kind of celebration that Pam was talking about. Give everybody a chance to come in and see it and celebrate a little bit. I should mention that nursing classes will begin on Monday. Other classes will begin the following week. And so somebody mentioned to me that they'd seen an ad in the paper and that there was a little confusion about it. That's the sequence, with nursing on Monday and the other classes following. There are some people that I need to thank as well, and I'll try to move through this fairly quickly, but want them to be recognized. First of all, Ms. Hudson over here. Pam was directing the foundation during this whole enterprise, and when we, at the beginning of the year, when we selected a director to come down and bring it to fruition, Pam came down and has taken it through the development stage up to this final ribbon cutting stage and has done just yeoman's work. In fact, I think she's been here 24 hours a day for the last week. And when I was here Monday, I wasn't sure we were going to make it, but largely because of Pam's efforts and the terrific crew work we've had, it's come to fruition. And Sam Evans, thank you very much for the assistance that you've provided her as well. Alan, I need to recognize Dr. Marvel again, because he was really the college leadership during the period that this building came to fruition as well. I'm having the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of several of his labors. And thanks for letting me be here today, Alan. And I'm delighted to have this opportunity, but we need to recognize your contribution. I'd also like to thank Hometown Bank that has housed Pam while we've been getting her office ready here. Thanks so much for providing that space for us. Jim Cummins, Tiffany Slinkard, Glenn Colthorpe, our VPs are here today and have been such great support, especially Glenn. I mean, Glenn also, but especially Jim, who's been the lead guy on our team in terms of working with the contractors, and Chris Slinkard, who's helped him with that work as well. Our board is here today. Andy Wood, Jim Tatum, Rick Butler, Al Chapman, Vicki Barnes. Diane Andrus was not able to come today, but the other 5 are here. And I want to especially mention Jim's work and Andy's work as all of these people were contacted. I know that a lot of that contact was done by Pam and Jim and Andy, and they were so instrumental to bringing this event about today. And special thanks to a small committee that Lynn Tatum spearheaded. Where's Lynn? Lynn and Jamie Van Kuren, Judy Duncan, Jane Lant did a lot of the interior design work and got all these letters that you may heard mentioned are the result of their great work. And as you walk through the building, you're going to see just what a phenomenal effect that has on this. They looked for a kind of beautiful simplicity that I think is just remarkable, and it shows throughout the building. Thanks so much for your team. And our foundation board. Our foundation board members, most of whom are here. Foundation board people, please, if ever there was a project where a foundation board came together, this is it. It was just an amazing thing to watch and to see. And I'm going to read the names of the principal donors here in a few moments. You're going to hear those names come up over and over, and it's a lot of that's our foundation board. Thank you so much. This building is perhaps the best example I've ever seen of a community coming together. In addition to the names that are above the doors, as I've had a chance to watch this during the last 6 months, as Pam said, you could hear the heartbeat of this county beating in this building as it came together. And everywhere you went, people asked, how is the building coming along? We're so anxious to get in there and see it. And it is, in every sense, a perfect example of a broad community coming together and looking into its future and deciding what's going to make a difference and making that happen. And we're so excited to begin that this Monday. Today, in addition to the main ribbon ceremony, we have ribbons on each of the rooms. We're going to have a principal ceremony here where we'll have Mr. Farber and Mr. Tatum cut the main ribbon, and then we're going to invite the donors that I read here in just a moment to come up, and we're going to stretch a big ribbon across here and let all of them cut that. And if you'd hold together here for that, we'd appreciate it. And then we have photographers throughout the buildings, and we have ribbons over the individual rooms, and we want to take a picture of each of the donors cutting the ribbon into their room. So if the photographer's not right there when you get there, if you'd wait a few minutes, we'll have somebody there to take that picture. Let me, though, first of all, recognize those who have been, and the problem with reading this list is that I know that there are so many contributors that I will miss some, but these have been our principals. This event, this building would not have happened, when it's happening at least, without a very, very generous contribution from Rudy Farber. And those of you who know Rudy well know that he's as unassuming as he is generous. And we've had on occasion to talk him into naming a building, for example, for his father, because he's such an unassuming guy. But he helped us get this all started with a very generous contribution, and asked in doing so if we would accept that contribution as a way to recognize Jim Tatum. And so thank you, Rudy, and we appreciate very much you helping us get this. we'd also express just wonderful appreciation to John and Eve Adams. These people have been just so generous. John and Eve Adams, Ross and Vicki Babbitt, Carol Klein, the Tatum family, Jim and Lynn and their children, Cornerstone Bank, First Community Bank, J.B. and Diane Dill and Jason and Jill Dill, Judy Duncan, Dwight and Barb Ittner, Empire District Electric, the Slinker family, Phil, Tiffany, Chris, and Shauna, Scott and Deanne Dennis, Larry and Jamie Van Kuren, Jim and Faith Armstrong, the Arvest Bank of McDonald County, the Phil Close family, Joe and Brenda Harmon, Newmac Electric, and I should mention when I mentioned Cornerstone Bank that Robert Blankenship played a key role there, and with First Community Bank, Vance Keaton and Jill Brashears were so helpful there. So thanks so much to those major donors, and please join me in thanking them with your applause for this. We have a general philosophy at the college that we've adhered to for years, that we try not to go out with bond issues if we can avoid it. And I think we have had one way in the distant past, but in recent history, we've tried to manage our resources so that we could put together the funds that helped us be in a position to build a new building. And we try to get to about the 80% point, and then we go out and ask the area in which we're putting the building to help us come up with that remaining 20%. In this case, we had a hard time keeping up with the 20% because it was coming together so quickly because of the generosity of the people that you have just heard of. I'd like now to ask Andy, where's Andy? Andy Wood to join me here. He and I are going to hold a ribbon across here, and I'd like to ask Mr. Farber, Mr. Tatum to come up and formally cut the ribbon that will open this building and make it available to the public and to all the residents of McDonald County and Northwest Arkansas. Take a pair of scissors here, and that little one might work better, Rudy, so you better hang on to this.
Big scissors.
Jim, I don't know if you can manage those or not. And I don't know if they'll cut, so Rudy's going to have to help you.
Just a second. There you go. Yay!
For the photographers that weren't quite ready.
We charge you. Overtime.
Put it on my account. Rudy. We'll do this one more time. Ready?
Oh,
Go.
be faster.
Ma'am, where's the other ribbon? And now if the...
Kent? Let me say one thing I'd like to say.
Yes, just a second. Sorry. We'd now like to ask the donors whose names I read if they would come up and line behind this ribbon. We've got a bunch of pairs of scissors, and we want to give you an opportunity. You can pick your rep. before we go through the building, I'd like to give Jim just a moment to express his thoughts about, this has been a lifelong dream of his, and I think it would be fitting to hear a few words for him before we start going through the building this morning.
Well, heavy emphasis on a few words.
It's awesome.
Well, there are a couple of words that I don't like too much because they get overused. One of them is amazing and the other is awesome, but it's in the vocabulary of most of us today, and it's used so frequently with things that aren't awesome and aren't amazing. But hello, this is amazing, awesomely so. I said that at the groundbreaking, and my good friend right over here raises buffalo, and she named the next young buffalo Awesome. So there's an awesome buffalo. It's not very far up the creek here. Right there. There you go. Well, I just wanted to make sure that our McDonald County R1 school system got recognized. Dr. Stanton's here, I know, and Dr. Goldstein. One of the things I think we have and hope for in a deeper measure is the seamless part of education, K through on and on and on and on. So our good friends here from Missouri Southern are here, and certainly we have relationships with other colleges for the baccalaureate degrees and beyond. So people now can take advantage of a system that starts before they ever dreamed of going to school and going far, far, far beyond they ever dreamed that they might. All they need, in my experience, is to overcome a little fear. And that's what we all ought to be about, is helping folks take advantage of their opportunity, overcoming their fears, and we're going to try to do the rest right here in this county. Can you believe that? It's wonderful, wonderful. I'm grateful for the rain. The Chinese say that's a wonderful, wonderful sign. And we had it, and I felt so good about it. I thought for a moment I was Gene Kelly, and I was going to jump up and sing and dance in the rain. But that would have been a heck of a miracle. Thank you for being here.
Jim is a hard act to follow. I have only one short thing to say. When I came in today, one of the trustees asked me, "Did you really think this would ever happen?" And I said, "I never doubted it."
We'd now like to invite you all to tour the building. We'd like to ask our donors who have name recognitions if they would go to those rooms. You'll find a ribbon across the room. The photographer might not be quite where you are to begin with, so please wait until they get there. We have 4 or 5 people who are going to be moving around, so they'll be with you pretty quickly. And we'd like to get a picture of you all cutting the ribbon to your individual room. The rest of you are invited to tour the building. We have some refreshments, and we're so delighted to have you here today.
Refreshments are upstairs.
Refreshments are upstairs, and you won't want to miss the upstairs anyway. So thanks again for coming. Have a wonderful morning. We look forward to a great future for the McDonald County Center.
No, they're going to...